Hey, how is it going again, Guardians? LVnative here with another Destiny video for you. Well, it is Tuesday, May 9th, time for another Destiny Weekly Reset, but before we get into that, let's go ahead and take a real quick look at
the feature comment of the day.
And today's comment comes to us from Dimful, and he says, I should be feature comment of the day because I'm from Andrew's channel. Well, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much and welcome aboard. And remember, guys, if you would like to be the feature comment of the day, all you gotta do is smack that like button, leave a comment in the section below, and I just might pick yours to be the very next featured comment of the day. So starting things off with the weekly featured raid, of course, we have got King's Fall with the Golgoroth Oryx and War Priest challenges all available. Make sure you get in there and do that. I definitely will be doing that to get my hands on as many of those emblems as I can. For Challenge of the Elders this time around, we have Airborne, Fresh Troops, and Grenade Kill bonus. Make sure you can do these up to 3 times to get legendary marks from them each time. The weekly Nightfall strike this time is going to be Valis to Auric, and with the modifiers of Epic, Berserk, Fresh Troops, Airborne, and Catapult. The Siva Crisis Heroic Strike playlist has Heroic, Voidburn, Brawler, and Chaff. Make sure you do this at least 1 time to get a Treasure of Ages, as well as some legendary marks for your trouble as well. For the weekly story playlist, this time we have Heroic, Chaff, and Airborne. Again, do this at least 1 time to get a Treasure of the Ages, as well as legendary marks 5 times, 20 of them to be exact. So it's a really quick way for you to get yourself 100 legendary marks. And this time around, we are going to be on the Mars and Venus playlist. And the weekly PvP is going to be Zone Control, but this is only for a couple more hours, and then that will be replaced with Iron Banner, which ought to be really fun this time around, guys. And in case you guys didn't know, this time around the Iron Banner is going to be Mayhem Clash. So supers, grenades, everything, everywhere, it's going to be insane. It's also going to be a whole lot of fun. And in the Iron Temple, as usual, guys, you want to go down here and talk to Shiro, pick up his bounties. Even if you already have the Thorn, this is still a great way for you to get some really good Vanguard rep and experience. And if you don't have the Thorn, what are you waiting on? Make sure you knock these out each and every week. It's going to be your best chance on getting it. And good roll artifact alert, make sure you go and visit Tirakarn, as they have a very, very good artifact for you. We have the Memory of Zholder with an Intellect and Strength roll. This is the one that removes your sprint cooldown penalty. Sadly, this is not the one that I'm talking about. Also, we have the Memory of Selmar, and this is going to be with a straight Discipline roll. This is the one that in the Crucible, your resistance to damage over time attacks is greatly increased. But the one that I'm referring to, guys, is the good old Memory of Scory. Intellect Discipline roll, that right there is a 99% stat roll, so you are probably not going to run across a better Memory of Scory. If you need one like this, I highly advise you go ahead and pick this one up, guys. Down in the tower, make sure you go and talk to Shax to pick up both of his weekly PvP bounties. This time around, we are going to be in the Supremacy as well as Control playlists. Make sure you do these. I know they take just a little bit of time, but guys, you get a Nightfall tier reward out of it, so it's definitely worth your trouble. And again, for all the Icebreaker hunters out there, always make sure you go see Commander Savala and pick up his 3 bounties, more specifically right here, the Sunrise bounty. This one bounty is going to be the only way you're going to get your hands on a Year 3 Icebreaker. So, if you would like to be able to have that and cheese along with everybody else, make sure you're knocking this particular bounty out each and every week with all your characters. And also, speaking of bounties, make sure you go and see the Crucible Quartermaster right across from Shax here and pick up these 5 that he has each and every week. It is a great way for you to get some really good and rare weapons for you. You can get old Trials weapons, you can get Iron Banner weapons from these. They're very, very cool, and it's, in my opinion, definitely worth it for you to do these each and every week. Alright, starting with the vendor rolls, we're going to keep it right here at the Crucible Quartermaster. Unfortunately, there is nothing that great this time around, guys. We have some pretty decent rolls on things. The Hero Formula, for instance, is fairly interesting, with, of course, the Third Eye and Braced Frame. Of course, you will take a hit on the magazine, but we also have Outlaw with it. This could be a fairly decent scout rifle. Everything else that we have, though, is just kind of bland. We got a Palindrome with a halfway decent roll this time. No God roll, but it does come with the Third Eye rifle barrel. Of course, you could also go high caliber rounds. Spray and play is not too bad, and then steady hand, fast draw, and quick draw for the sights. So not the god roll that it was last week, but still a pretty fun one if you guys are looking for something different. As for the rest of these here with the Crucible Quartermaster, I'm just kind of slowly scroll through there. There's nothing that fantastic that really warrants, I think, you spending any of your legendary marks on. That being said, if you see something that jumps out at you, by all means go ahead and pick it up. As far as the Vanguard Quartermaster, again some halfway decent rolls on these, but nothing really great. The Parthian shot is kind of interesting. We have got Counterbalance, Howland, Stock, and Outlaw, so this is going to be pretty much a laser beam, and you'll also get that quick weapon reload whenever you get the precision kill. This is not bad, guys. You may want to pick this up if you don't already have a very slow fire rate and high impact pulse rifle in your collection. This wouldn't be a bad one to add to it. And again, as far as any of the other rolls on here, I'm just going to kind of slowly hover over these and let you guys read them, but there really isn't anything else to get that excited about, in my opinion. Of course, in the comment section below, let me know below if you think I'm just kind of going over one of these that you believe has a really good roll. Definitely let me hear about it. For Dead Orbit, again, nothing really great. There is one I'm going to pause on, but I'm just going to slowly scroll over, let you guys see the rolls for them. Worlds to Come is always good if you can get a really good stability increase. Sadly, this one doesn't have it. The Last Ditch, I still keep waiting for a god roll for this. This one's not a god roll, but it's halfway decent. Now, you don't have Rifled Barrel. Crowd Control, always nice. You have Hammer Forged and Hand Laid Stock. So between the two of those, you get a pretty decent range increase, but I would much rather have Rifled Barrel in here instead. Because it doesn't have Rifled Barrel, it's really hard to call any shotgun that doesn't have that a god roll. And the Field Choke will help as well. So between your Field Choke, your Hand Loaded, Hammer Forged, you'll get a little bit of a range increase, but that's going to be it. Still, once you combine all three of those, it's pretty much like having a Rifled Barrel, but you do take a good hit to stability when you do that. But no one cares about stability anyway. So halfway decent shotgun. Again, I'm still waiting for the god roll for it. Alright, for the Future War Cult, we have the Whale Hand Cannon. Again, nothing super great here. We do have Hidden Hand and a little bit of range increase with small bore, but again, a hand cannon without Rifled Barrel, it just doesn't work that well anymore. So everything else, True Sight, at least it has quick draw. You can make a halfway decent roll on here, but again, it's not going to be the god roll. Alright, so after the Whale, we have got the Waltz Pulse Rifle. Now, this is a really decent art type of weapon, and when you get a god roll of it, I highly recommend picking it up. This week, however, I wouldn't quite call it the god roll. It's decent. You know, we got the glass half full, small bore, along with the quick draw, as well as the OEG quick draw and reflex sights, but it's just missing that really good stability increase to put it into a god tier. So keep an eye out for this one each and every week, because when it has a really good roll, it's a very good weapon indeed. As far as everything else, you know, you get the Waiting and the Wounded and the Wormwood. It's always a great roll, it seems like. Rangefinder, Fitted Stock, high caliber rounds, as well as the True Sight. Pretty much about as good as you're going to get, but we've had so many god roll Wormwoods that have come around the past few weeks. Most likely you guys are good. However, if not and you still need a good sidearm, definitely go ahead and pick up the Wormwood this week. Last up for Future War Cult, we do have the Warpath Rocket Launcher. Keep an eye out for this one. They tried to do it again, guys. Cluster Bombs and Field Scout. We're missing Tripod in this middle tree right here to make this absolutely perfect for taking down those big bosses, to be able to do even more damage than the Sleeper Simulant. If you didn't happen to pick that one up, or the Unto Dust that they did the very following week with Dead Orbit, this is not a bad substitute, because you still get the Cluster Bombs and Field Scout. You'll just have to reload a little bit more often because you don't have advantage of that Tripod perk. And last up for the vendor rolls, we have got new Monarchy over here. Let's see what he's got with the Assembly 2 auto rifle. This is going to be that bullet hose. It can be decent with a halfway good roll, but the stability is too naturally low on here that even when you get the perfect stability perks, this thing still kicks around a little bit like a mule. Rangefinder is always good, Hammer Forged and high caliber rounds, or Crowd Control works really awesome as well as far as a PvE option. So with the Red Dot, ORA, Steady Hand, or the OEG rifle scope. Free Will Hand Cannon is always halfway decent, a little bit faster firing, you know, hand cannon option for some people. Not everybody likes the super slow palindrome type, but this is a pretty decent option as well. Hidden Hand and Small Bore, Outlaw, Armor Piercing Rounds and Quick Draw, Steady Hand, Sure Shot, and Quick Draw. So got the Sure Shot. Of course, that would be the scope that I would run with. Run with your quick draw. You could do either one of these, outlaw or small bore. The big thing this is missing is we don't have a giant range increase. Because of that, you're going to be probably forced to go small bore if you decide to go with this roll. I would skip it, save your money, guys. You're going to have a better roll in the future for a hand cannon, or more than likely, you probably already have a hand cannon in your inventory that is a little bit better than this one this week. If you're the type of person who likes the super low impact and high fire rate of a sidearm, the Impeacher 5 isn't horrible this time. We got the reactive reload, hand loaded, army of 1 armor piercing rounds, quick draw, along with the true sight, which is what I always love. This is a halfway decent roll, guys. If you don't again have a good sidearm, you could go with this if you like that very fast fire rate, you know, not quite the Wormwood status, and it's not going to have as quick time of kill as the Wormwood. But if you just want something a little different for a sidearm, this one could possibly be what you're looking for. As far as the rest of the rolls on these, it doesn't really warrant that much of a discussion. Of course, you got the Bad Counsel, the Disposition 7. Now this one, for some reason, I really like that when this has a God roll. This rate of fire and impact class right here is one of my favorite sniper rifles to use, because if I have to follow up with another shot, I don't have to wait forever like I have to, you know, it seems like with the 1,000-yard stare, or, you know, something in that archetype. So this will still headshot most things, a couple of them even out of the supers. It's not a bad one when you have a good roll. This time around, though, we're really not looking at anything that great. But keep an eye out, because when the Deposition 7 has a really good roll, especially a good PvP roll, you want to take notice and probably pick one up and try it out. Alright guys, well that's going to wrap it up for this video. I hope you enjoyed it and found it useful and helpful. If you did, make sure you smack that like button, drop a comment in the section below, and also more importantly, share this with your friends who might be able to use this information as well. Also, if it's your first time, don't forget to click that subscribe button and turn your notifications on so you will be notified whenever I put up another video like this one. As always, Guardians, this is LVnative. You guys are awesome, and I will see you in the next one.